everyone, welcome back to the Synapse Pod. Today we have a very special guest with us. It's Piyush Gupta, from the founder of Verismart and Stride Ahead. Now we go way back to 2014-13, right, in college? Yeah, so we are college buddies and we were in DC together. Piyush was doing some amazing things at that time when we had just started Leaf. So we are here to listen all about his journey and how Stride Ahead is actually striding ahead and changing the world.
So what I was doing, I was just trying to follow you guys because you guys were doing something which no one else was doing. I thought
we were just shooting our shot, man.
No.
I don't think so. It was very thought out in any way.
And because of you guys, I thought entrepreneurship might be a cool thing, right?
We also thought because
all of my batchmates they were focusing on something else.
Yeah.
I thought let's focus on this thing. This might hit big.
So Piyush, how has your journey been, man?
So I think it's
and let's go way back, man. Let's go way back to the college days when we were all in our respective streams.
So see, I'll start with 2011 only. So got a good rank, decent rank, and I have no idea till date how I got EC, right? But I got EC. मेरे को कुछ नहीं पता था.
Yeah.
That what's electronics, what's communication.
Yeah.
And by the time third semester was finished, I realized this is not something which I want to do, right? So I started exploring other stuff. I started talking to my juniors, some of the seniors, right? That what they were doing, how they were doing, and how I can get good placement, maybe.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe in non-tech, maybe in product, all those sides, right? And maybe how I can enter into something more practical rather than a theoretical. So I started exploring with my professors also. So by the end of 2013, we started a society called Society of Robotics in DTU, SRDTU, with a bunch of my college mates, with the help of my HOD.
Yeah.
And why I started, because मेरे को कुछ आता नहीं था in robotics. So I thought, I am in EC, let's do something in robotics. So that society kicked off and we got very good students from all the years. So the problem statement was pretty simple, that we all want to do something, we all have some skill set, we need partners to do something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because of that, we created multiple good products. I mean, it's like drones, line follower bots, all those stuff to solve practical problems. And I found my initial team through that society. And we started and we thought that this society can do something else also.
Yeah.
So I thought key problem is not limited to this college only.
Yeah.
The problem starts with the school. Because we don't have exposure when we were in school. We focus on academics every time.
Yeah.
And that's how I started my first company called Stride Birds.
Okay.
That was an Edtech company. We were like Whitehead Junior, but in offline mode. So I created a module along with my team members for graphic designing, WordPress, Scratch, MIT App Inventor, with some live projects. And we got initial funding from chairman of Bharti Group.
Wow.
Right.
And this is way back when you were just 21, right? 21, 22?
I was 22.
Yeah, you were 22.
Right.
Right.
So I did a drop here.
Correct.
Right.
That's very cool.
Right. So we got a funding from that chairman, Mr. LV Sehgal sir, and we started hopping to different schools.
Okay.
Providing these workshops.
But did you have a background in education before this, where you thought that? Okay.
No, so I had zero background. So
and how did you reach that guy? Because he's a huge guy, man.
Right. So I'll tell you. When I was starting Society of Robotics, I met different HODs from different colleges. Then why don't you ask your students to join our society? We can do some collaborative projects. One of the HOD from University IGDTU, he liked the idea. And he told me, why don't you do this for other people also? I'll help you. He gave me mentorship. So mentorship played a very huge role, right? I didn't know how to start a company, how to register a company, and do everything.
Yeah.
But what I did is I hired a bunch of interns.
Yeah.
I hired a bunch of fourth year, third year people, those who were interested in training.
Yeah.
Right. I asked them to make a module. We started doing internet web search, and everything is there in the net, right?
Yeah.
I mean, see, the West world is already equipped with all these things. They have this in their curriculum.
Yeah.
Right. So we started copying some of the stuff, creating our own projects, reaching out to schools. Why don't we do this for students? And we got a stage, we had a very good presentation, Parents liked it, students liked it, and eventually what happened that one of the private equity venture from Panipat, so they had 100 odd schools with them. They liked our modules and they acquired our company for a very
Wow.
small amount. But then we thought,
But that was the first exit,
right,
essentially.
let's-
It's an exit, man.
it was an exit.
An
It
exit
was
is an
not
exit,
even
bro.
exit. And why we took an exit, it has also a story. Because we were already working on our, by that time we took an exit. I was in 4th year. So I was working on Verismart.ai.
Hmm.
Now Verismart is verification smartly,
Hmm.
not the Verismart literally.
Yeah.
So we were solving a very simple issue that why don't we do KYC automation without using your photocopies?
Hmm.
Can we automate this process? Right? Your Aadhaar. Can we do your face recognition?
And this is the pre-UPI era,
This
right?
is pre-UPI. That time UPI
Wow.
was not there.
Aadhaar.
Pre-Aadhaar verification.
So Aadhaar, that
System.
time Aadhaar was not sharing their APIs with anyone.
Okay.
Right. They
Yeah.
were building it. They had a plan.
So there was no system of put your Aadhaar number, OTP and
No.
verify. That was not.
No.
Okay.
Wow.
Right. So ICS Bank came to our college.
Hmm.
Right. So I'll give credit to our college also. The
Hmm.
opportunities were there.
Hmm.
And we were the national winner for that competition.
Okay.
The project name was Insta Checker.
Okay.
Then later we renamed
So what
it
did you actually create in Verismart?
So what we created,
which won you the prize and that gave you traction for the second
the
company?
automation of entire user journey,
Okay.
where you can click your PAN card, your Aadhaar card,
Yeah.
and your PAN card signature will be matched with your Aadhaar card. Your PAN card
Okay.
photo will be matched with your Aadhaar card photo,
Okay.
and that kind of verification.
So you put some face recognition technology.
Face recognition was there.
Okay.
So would you say, are you the guy who enabled this? Open your bank account instantly online.
I don't know whether that phone banking of ICICI, whether they have used it or not. I can't claim it
Okay.
because we were too young and the patent and everything
Yeah.
was co-shared with them.
Oh,
Right.
it was a co-shared patent.
It was
Got it.
co-shared, and I don't know
I
whether
guess
they
that
are
was the
using it.
real Shark Tank.
Right. but what we know is we got a very good feedback from the top management.
Hmm.
At that time, Chanda Gojar was there. We went to Mumbai. It was a very good experience for our team. We were like
Yeah.
4th year, 2nd year students, right?
Yeah.
And we won that competition.
Yeah.
Then we also applied to Jitex Dubai. We were also top 3 in that,
Got it.
right? And so company started from that phase,
Yeah.
right? By the time I thought that I will not take any placement
Yeah.
from college because 2 साल से मैं गया ही नहीं था classroom में.
हाँ.
So I thought there's no point of competing with so much good talent for placement, right?
Yeah.
There's no chance.
Yeah.
So I thought of starting with Verismart,
Mhm.
and it was not easy initially because we had won some of the competitions, that's it. And still ICICI Bank was not a paying client for us.
Okay.
It was a prototype.
Makes sense.
So B2B sales, I had no idea about B2C sales. And I'll tell you, if anyone is planning to start a B2B SaaS company, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time, lot of planning.
Yeah.
And I had zero idea. And what happened when you bootstrap,
Hmm.
the motivation goes down for your team members, right? Eventually, some of the team members, they took a job,
Yeah.
right? Because everybody's, they all have different
Agendas.
ambitions,
Yes,
different
of course.
agendas,
Yeah.
And so I started hard things about entrepreneurship. That it's a marathon.
Hmm.
It's not a 100-meter race. And it took me 1.5 years to find another co-founder.
My
Very
God.
Shit.
Oh my God. That's
Right.
crazy. So this is right after college.
Right after college.
Right? Let's say 23.
Yes.
Yeah. And all your friends are finding great jobs.
Yes.
They've started to earn salaries.
Yes,
They're
yes.
buying their first watches and wallets and belts and gifting
And
to
I
their parents.
was working in some underground office.
Yeah.
Near out of Patel Nagar.
Oh, okay.
So
And did you have a team then?
I had a
Or
small
mainly
team.
working with interns from
I was
college?
working with interns and college
Hmm.
students. I was figuring out with them, right?
Yeah.
I had to manage a cash flow. I was consulting a lot of companies for web development, app
Okay.
development, to manage the cash flow.
So that is how you were getting the excessive cash or whatever you could get,
Yes.
and then you were pumping that in Verismart?
Yes, in Verismart.
Nice.
Why? Because I could saw the opportunity in Verismart.
Hmm.
Right? There was an opportunity there. Only thing is, there were a lot of regulations.
Hmm.
Lot of regulations from RBI, lot of regulations from ICICI Bank and different banks, right? Because at that time API was not a buzzword.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? API is a buzzword now.
Yeah.
In fact, in today also the secured API,
Hmm.
API security is a very big issue.
Hmm.
So, and I didn't had a great team, right?
Hmm.
So I was like, मैं ही sales का बंदा, I was a product manager.
Yeah.
I was doing something in tech also.
Yeah.
It is not easy. You cannot be great in everything, right?
Yeah.
So what I did, I started messaging in different communities. कि, bro, I have this POC with ICS Bank.
Yeah.
Right. I had to sell myself. I
Of
have
course.
this good POC. If any startup founder is working with image processing, interested, contact me.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what you were doing to find your co-founder.
Find my co-founder.
Alright.
I had to. I use WhatsApp groups.
Got
Right.
it.
I found my first co-founder there, who is the current CEO of Verismart.
Wow.
So he.
That's a story. Wow.
So was that guy still in college or was he?
No. So he's 3 years senior to me.
Okay.
So his story is also good. I mean, he was founder of Get Me a Shop.
Mhm.
Okay.
Sold that to Times Internet.
Mhm.
Started Tick and Pick. It's like image discovery
Hmm.
tool, right? He was working in image processing,
Hmm.
but he understood that he cannot beat Misho and all
Yeah.
in that market.
Yeah.
He liked the idea a lot, right? Maybe he saw something which I was not seeing at that
Hmm.
point, and he took over, and I was already frustrated by that time.
Hmm.
Like what to do? We started hustling. We started. So what I learned from him is, no matter what, you cannot stop business development.
Yeah.
Your product
You cannot stop selling.
You cannot stop selling.
Hmm.
Don't wait for best product. ये मेरे को बेचना है. This is the best product for the market. No. You are a startup. Your product will be shitty either in back end or front end. Front end में नहीं
Correct.
होना चाहिए at least.
Correct.
But you have to sell it because idea बिकता है.
Correct.
He started meeting with ICS guys. He started meeting with the Airtel guys.
Yeah.
It took us, I guess, 1 year. We went to Y Combinator final round. Then we realized
So
what
cool.
was the mistake we were doing in the business plan. We
Mhm.
refined our plan, right? Then we got our first funding by the end of 2018 from
Okay.
Startup Bootcamp, Reid Hoffman,
But
and
Okay.
SOSV, Singapore.
Oh, you got SOSV.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
वहाँ से and by the end of 2018, ICICI was our client.
paid client finally.
That was the
Paid
the
client.
first. Ah.
Now we are working with them for their fast check also.
Right.
Okay.
Everything. Now we are like data exchange platform total.
Okay.
Airtel is also was our client, and there were multiple other clients.
Got it.
Right. So Verismart, by the end of 2019, 2020 mid, Verismart was doing pretty fine.
Got it.
Right.
Got it. And so just one round of funding got you took off,
Yes.
and then you essentially became profitable.
one round of funding and 2 years of patience and
Yeah.
and lot of we have to see lot of team members
Yeah.
resign.
Of course,
Right.
churn and then get more and churn.
Right.
Right.
Because
That
this happens
works.
when you, I mean, you will see this pattern. I guess whenever you start up,
Hmm.
if you have 10 people in your team,
Hmm.
at least 6 of them will leave
Absolutely.
down the line.
Yeah.
And those 4 of probably are co-founders or senior
Yeah.
management.
I think we also have gone through multiple cycles of journey. of
Whatever you were
team
telling
members, yeah.
was very sounding very
It
familiar.
is exact. It's
The
very
journey.
similar to the kind of journey we have
I mean,
had.
Yeah.
because I've observed it with multiple other founders also.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I could say कि ठीक है यार मैं चूतिया तो नहीं था.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is a pattern. ठीक है ना,
Yeah.
ऐसा नहीं है कि
It is a API call,
It
bro.
is,
it is a similar kind of, just with a different face, different
because
variation,
see, you
different
cannot. I mean, by reading those books,
Yeah.
India is a different country. We have to accept it.
Correct.
When it comes to entrepreneurship
Correct.
or business, how people look these things in the Western side is
Correct.
not at all same
Correct.
here. Maybe
Yeah.
now is the different time because of these Shark Tanks and all.
Yeah.
It was not that cool. way
Also,
back.
it's very tough to find these contextually relevant to the Indian stories, right?
Yeah.
And because only at this time the stories of Mukesh Bansal and other guys have, and
Yeah.
Sachin Bansal
all
have
the
started to
stories
come
are
out.
from- Yeah. All the
Right.
stories majorly are from the West.
Yeah.
Like how they have built the startup, like
Yeah.
fail again and like build again and all those stories.
Yeah.
But that's
So
not
you have to
very-
tweak. You have to tweak. You don't.
Yeah.
You
Based
cannot
on the
take
context.
their each and every word.
Correct.
Like
Yeah.
कि
I
भाई
s-
यही होता है.
Yeah,
नहीं.
it's
I
not
still
apples to
remember-
apples like West and East.
I still
Very
remember
different.
back in 2016 there was a time when everyone started to compare India to China. That don't look at West stories, look at Chinese stories. Everyone
Because the
started to
population
read
similarity and all
Chinese.
those
Yeah,
things.
popular, but it is not at all similar.
I mean, that is also
Their whole demographic is completely different from the Indian mentality.
Right. Correct.
So I think we never had any playbook. We were just trying to find a playbook where none existed.
Back then, you start your work from garage.
Yeah.
No employee will come to your garage.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
They want a good space. They want
Yeah.
WeWork.
Correct.
At least, sir, WeWork to leke do.
Correct.
Right.
Or, yeah. So that is true. Well, because ultimately in India, so family and society also
Very
plays a very
matter.
big role, right?
Yeah.
Where do you go to job? I go to job in a garage.
And
No
I
one
come from a
inside.
very conversational.
Conservative family.
The mindset is that it's not
Hmm.
only conservative. Their mindset is like, why you are not doing a job, right? So it was very
Yeah.
difficult for me. I had to lie to them for 1 year.
Wow.
कि ICS Bank में job ही लग गई है.
Oh.
And no one understands ESOPs. Even practically the founder doesn't understand ESOPs herself.
I have to
No
I have to
one
arrange a call with my CA many
Yeah.
times to okay भाई ESOPs क्या होते हैं.
So makes sense.
It will make them money
Yeah.
someday.
Yeah.
So how was the adoption of Verismart? Like, what kind of like banks were adopting it, or they were like other tech
Banks was
companies
there, insurance companies were there,
Mhm.
telecoms were there because telecoms they wanted to enable micro loans.
Right.
Mm.
So
Correct.
I mean by using your billing structure and everything, they want to enable micro loans, and they wanted to onboard merchants,
Mm.
right? So unka KYC process is not that easy, so they wanted to automate these stuff,
Hmm.
and that's when we moved into blockchain.
Okay.
Got
So
it.
how long is the process of getting a KYC verified on like a regular?
Now it's a 5-minute job.
Okay.
Hmm.
Because back in 2017, I remember that I was using a lot of blockchain exchanges like Binance, CoinX, and all those exchanges, and that was the first time that I saw that KYC can happen at a very faster rate,
Exactly.
Hmm.
like within 2 minutes.
That's what we were telling to the banks. Ki people
Yeah.
are doing it.
Correct.
They
Yeah.
are saying ki pagal hai. I mean, these will go bankrupt. Nobody.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, yes, few of them are not.
That
Yeah.
was because of the
But
business model. I would
It's a
say.
model.
Correct.
They were not accepting it. That see, the thing is, when you start any company, now there's a graph, right?
Hmm.
Early adopters you won't find in India,
Hmm.
right? So these you don't find early. They are
Hmm.
laggards,
Hmm.
right? They
Right.
follow very later on.
Yeah.
When everybody is using it, and
Yeah.
banks will follow in any case in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When everything is approved, secured, so it's
Yeah.
a very difficult space. And I'll tell you how I started Stride Ahead.
Yeah.
So I was working with education loan department in banks,
Mhm.
Hmm.
and I was saying ki okay, KYC, how they are using KYC for giving them loan or
Yeah.
approving a loan.
Right.
They were looking at the college brand and the financial history, and I said, why don't you look at the potential of this candidate?
Hmm.
How will I check?
Hmm.
Marks, I have the marks.
Hmm.
That's enough. No, marks is not enough. He might be in a wrong college or
Yeah.
maybe in a wrong profession. Nahi
Yeah.
hota idea.
Yeah.
Why don't you see the talent? Why don't you do a basic psychometric?
Hmm.
No. So talent analytics was missing from the entire
Hmm.
ecosystem.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Then I started speaking with many of the students. They said that I took engineering, but I'm a very good designer and I want to do masters in design.
Correct.
But there's no way to prove that he can
Correct.
do a very good in design. And he was
Yeah.
not getting a loan.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right.
Right.
So we started as a career guidance platform because when you start as community, you become a community guy. I was a
Yeah.
community guy,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
मेरे को आदत हो गई थी. I wanted to learn from different people.
Yeah.
I mean, I learned from you. I learned from you guys. I learned from my professors also. जिसका जो अच्छा मिलता था, I used to learn.
Makes sense.
Right? कि that was my education, right?
Yeah.
When you don't go for a corporate world,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah. People
That-
are your
this is, yeah,
people
this is
are
how we learn.
Correct.
Although I worked in corporate for
Yeah.
2-3 months in between Verismart,
Yeah.
which I can't
Yeah.
reveal, right? But yes, because we wanted to feel that how corporate works.
Yeah.
So I started career guidance
Hmm.
platform, simply a career guidance platform.
Hmm.
So what I did, I onboarded few mentors,
Hmm.
few certified psychometricians and psychologists,
Mhm.
and started creating a platform.
Mhm.
Can we do a mentorship, which is practical, right? And when we started doing mentorship, one thing which I realized is, even if they get a clarity,
Yeah.
it's like a blood report.
Yeah.
You get a blood report, but what after that?
Yeah.
So what after that was upskilling.
Yeah.
Okay.
People need to upskill.
Yeah.
That was clear.
Yeah.
And we had to do a lot of marketing for that. It was pure B2C.
Hmm.
And down the line, when we mentored more than 300-400 students, I realized questions were common.
Hmm.
I thought that these questions are pretty common.
Mhm.
I can standardize those.
Mhm.
And we shifted into a B2B model in
Okay.
1.5 years. I
Okay.
thought let's make CRM better because I was using CRM for our own. We were using quizzes, assessments, these
Yeah.
mentors.
Right.
Yeah.
It was working for us. Our CAC was pretty good.
Yeah.
And I thought, why don't we empower other edtech companies? Because content, everybody is making content this day,
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
It's like content is like Akbar,
Hmm.
right? But who makes king better?
Hmm.
The advisor.
Correct.
Let's become a career assistant for
Correct.
these platforms.
I understand. Yeah.
Because they are struggling with bigger players. They are
Yeah.
competing with those bigger players. Those have ruined the Meta ads, Google ads,
Yeah.
pumping in a lot of money.
Right.
Mm.
What about these local trainers?
Yeah.
These training companies, vocational training companies, upskilling companies,
Yeah.
and India has a lot of these kind of platforms.
Yeah.
So we shifted our model to B2B.
Makes sense.
It was a very big tab.
So you were mainly looking at this SME education market, or were you looking at the tier 1 players?
80-20, 80-20, 20% tier 1
Yeah.
to have a good brand name, but
Yeah.
major chunk is 80%.
Is the SME.
Those who are not that, those tech savvy.
Got
So
it.
see what
Yeah.
I mean, because what we were doing is not, it's not like rocket science.
Hmm.
You need a landing page.
Hmm.
You need automation tools such as Zapier.
Hmm.
You need assessment such as Metal,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
You need calendar currently
Hmm.
to schedule,
Hmm.
and you need a dashboard
Hmm.
to see the data.
Yeah.
And इन्हीं का workflow
Yeah.
you repeat. So there are
Yeah.
different kind of workflows, and then you need payment gateway in between.
Yeah.
So we created 10 plus workflows. I discussed with performance marketers,
Yeah.
created a workflow,
Yeah.
and I started giving it key use it.
Yeah.
Why you are paying Zapier, why you are paying WordPress or
Yeah.
landing pages,
Yeah.
you are getting everything in a single place.
Yeah.
Plus you are also getting quizzes, assessment as per
Got
your
it.
brand.
Got it.
Give them PDF report, give them digital report,
Hmm.
make the entire journey smooth.
Hmm.
And we also provided them integrations with Mailchimp,
Got
email
it.
marketing tools. So
So it
everything
became
is
more
automated.
like a end-to-end web page where these small education businesses would land their students and they would go through an assessment before they can decide what to do
Right.
with them, right?
It has multiple use cases. You
Yeah.
want assessment,
Yeah.
you want simply profiling. Maybe you
Yeah.
want to integrate it with a chatbot
Yeah.
or a WhatsApp bot.
Yeah.
You want them to book a mentorship call with you.
Yeah.
You want to run an Olympiad,
Yeah.
scholarship test, hackathon,
Got it.
anything you want.
So it's more like a sandbox, right? It's
Yes.
a plug-and-play system
Plug and play.
with respect to whatever I want, I will do.
So it's
Right.
for like acquiring new customers as well as like
Acquiring new customers and delighting your existing
Delighting
customers.
engaging them.
Okay.
And
That's very
we
interesting.
now, our focus is to enable our dashboard with them.
Hmm.
We want to plug in our dashboard with them. It's like a Razorpay
Hmm.
model, right?
Yeah.
Why I want to do that? Because the phase 2 and phase 3 is pretty interesting.
Can you explain the Razorpay model?
I mean, see what Razorpay did way back in 2016-17. He by take my dashboard,
Hmm.
integrate it, do a KYC, and whenever you will charge a payment, we'll charge you some commission.
Yeah.
Not charge anything upfront.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And that's how we are using Razorpay till now,
Yeah.
Correct.
right? Now Razorpay is making lot of money because we were startup for them.
Hmm.
They gave us this is the credit and everything.
Hmm.
The same, and Razorpay is delighting us with Razorpay X now.
Hmm.
You can open a bank account
Right.
Yeah.
in
Get a
Razorpay
credit
X.
card.
You can take a loan
Right.
from a Razorpay.
Hmm.
Now this is all I want to do with education industry. I want
Makes
to give them education loans. Like I said,
Yeah.
I started working with banks. They were
Yeah.
providing loans.
Yeah.
So this is my beachhead.
Yeah.
The first phase is I want to acquire these education companies.
Yeah.
The second phase is we'll focus more on the B2C
Yeah.
students, and the third phase will be the matchmaking between recruiters and the trained students, maybe.
Got it. So are you mainly looking at when you say education companies, are you looking at the coaching centers of the world, or like Kota, or the tier 1 coaching centers, or the basic coaching centers like in Delhi, in other smaller tier 2 places?
No,
or?
my focus is upskilling companies, mostly cohort-based companies.
Okay. And what do you mean by them? If
Those who
there
are
was an
more job
example?
focused. Those who are training people for jobs.
Okay.
They are
Not for
3 months
college.
students.
So the
Yeah, I mean
private-
college students can come. School students, Kota, IIT, JEE companies,
Yeah.
they are my clients.
Right.
But I am not directly going to them as of
Got
now.
it.
I have a small team.
Hmm.
Right now my focus is upskilling companies. Reason being they don't have a placement team with them. They are struggling with acquiring these people, and these students are mainly sitting in a corporate desk.
Yeah.
So these are 0 to 3 years of work ex. They are
Yeah.
early professionals.
Yeah.
And these are needed by companies,
Yeah.
but why they are not getting there? Because they are not upskilled.
Got it.
Plus they're not able to compete with this mid-level and senior level people,
Yeah.
right? Since startups, they need only these 0 to 3 years of work ex because they can afford them only.
So that's like your focus.
That is my focus area
Customer.
as of now.
So if I go to Stride Ahead website, it takes me to Stride Engage, which first thing it says that helps you grow your revenue 10x.
Yeah.
So is that your pitch to the
Is the,
clients that you're
This is my pitch to
to,
the
and
clients.
is that the pain point you're solving, or why is that pitch to the
Why that pitch? Because like I said, I had two ideas. Either I can go B2C directly, upskilling everyone.
Right.
I had to create a whole team for
Yeah.
upskilling. I thought, why don't I directly become a partner with these edtech companies?
Mm.
I can help them grow through my quizzes, assessments, and
Yeah.
everything in a very low cost. You
Yeah.
don't have to pay FT amount for that,
Yeah.
right?
Is it a white label solution?
It's a white label.
It's
It's
a
a white label.
Got
That is our USP.
Got it.
Everything is API driven
Yeah.
and everything is decoupled.
So essentially your backend would be the same, but the front end images would be different.
Everything.
For, yeah.
Your PDF reports will change.
Yeah.
Your assessment, your digital reports will change.
Got it.
So what
Everything
are
is
some
white
of those
label.
things that you're helping these educators doing, which they were not doing earlier, which is bringing that revenue surge?
They were just pushing their courses to students without even understanding what these students can do. So in their dashboard, I am also providing them insights about a user. What is the goal of this user? How much is the paying capacity of this user?
Got it.
What is the need of this goal, and what is the interest of this user? The persona of this user, right?
Okay.
And then we have we use large language model to
Yeah.
create a talking points for their counseling.
Yeah.
team.
This feels
Got
like
it.
more like a data analytics.
It's a talent analytics.
It's a complete talent analytics.
It's a complete
engine
talent analytics.
where you are giving, empowering the education customer, which are essentially these companies who get people jobs, to know which are the right people to sell the right courses
Yes. Yes.
to. Right.
So removing noise from their CRM
Got it.
and making their CRMs 10x more powerful.
Got it. Makes sense. So essentially, so they don't have to deal with the big data and the crap which comes in
Exactly.
from any and everywhere,
Right.
and that may come from any marketing channel essentially,
Any-
right?
yeah,
so,
yeah.
so do you essentially also want to be that marketing plugin where they route their marketing spends via you, or mainly once they can do their marketing spends anywhere, once this data is in their system, then they essentially use Stride Ahead to clean the noise.
Right. So as of now, the marketing part is upsell. We don't push it.
Got it.
Right. So whatever leads you are getting,
Yeah.
you can plug our solution. If you want to run the ads, why don't you simply put our ad that take this personality quiz, take this scholarship test in ads. You will get a better CAC in any case because people want to know about themselves. Right. It's a common habit
Yeah.
and it's proven, already proven.
Yeah.
But yes, I have also partnered with Verismart because now Verismart is a Edtech, AD
Correct.
company. We have very good database.
Mm.
We have all the
Correct.
psychographics data.
Correct.
That is our upsell. If you need a lead with this particular age group, with this particular, we'll charge some amount.
Makes sense. That's actually very smart because
That is a very smart.
yeah,
This is
it is very smart. Very smart is very smart because that becomes your deal flow,
Yes.
and you can you complete the full cycle, right? Feeding in the client with the right customer,
Yes.
checking for the right customer, and feeding him back in so that he can monetize better.
And instead of competing with the platforms of upgrade by going B2C, you're empowering
Yeah,
everyone
we are
who wants
empowering
to
everyone.
do something
Right.
sort of upgrade.
Because these bigger players, they already have these kind of tools with their team. They can afford it. Smaller people, they don't have that much of knowledge. First of all, they don't have a performance marketer in their team. They have a digital marketer who can simply run ads, but they don't understand the analytics about what's happening behind the scene.
Yeah.
So
But
this is
like,
what
like
we
there's
do.
a company called Teachment that's trying
Yeah.
to solve another thing for educators, like bringing their classes online,
Yeah.
giving them tools to
Yeah.
schedule classes.
We
and
can
all those
partner
things.
with these. So we partner with LMS also. We partner with CRMs also.
Got it.
We are like integration partners
Got it.
Makes sense.
of all these tools.
So yeah,
Yes, yeah.
coming to your journey of Verismart, what I have realized that ICS Bank, in your case also, ICS Bank, you won that competition and all. I've seen ICS Bank has been on the forefront of like trying new technologies or pushing new technologies to their clients, because in Leaf we use ICS Bank like extensively, and I have personally tried 5 or 6 products by them that they've introduced me in the past 2 years itself, and some I still use, and some I've just tried and didn't find the look of it or didn't find the use case, but I've been getting new product recommendation from them for a very long time. So was that also kind of an experience?
Yeah, I agree with you, and this is what we all learn from the leaders of the industry. That once you are at that stage where you can support the new idea, it indirectly it will benefit your own business, and that is not only ICS Bank. You learn from any big company like Microsoft, Google. They invest heavily in new ideas because they understand that people matter. In fact, even the government, if we talk about the governments, those governments also invest in immigrants, startups, companies. They are the superpowers of the world, right? I'm not talking about the other side,
Right.
but this is true because we never know who can make a big difference in the society, right? And in fact, these banks, they are also coming up. They are partnering up with many impact funds. So because I know that StrideAhead is also we align with United Nations Sustainable Development Goals of quality education and maybe down the line workforce development. That was my vision. Right. I mean the KYC, your education ID. There should be a single. It's like career score for employability, not credit score. And then another vision is to create a health ID, but that's already doing. So that was the 3 core areas when I was young.
Got it.
These 3 areas are pretty important for life. And I thought ki this second thing it was close to my heart because I mean I was very lucky enough to get good opportunities when I was in college, right? But not everybody is that lucky. In India we have so many tier 2, tier 3 colleges, cities, right, where students are not getting that opportunity and they lack in communication, they don't have exposure. But when you talk about the talent and perseverance, they are pretty good. And which you cannot find it over your mark sheet. You need their analytics down, what they can do. So I thought that what we are doing in B2B space, we can reach out to these people faster than what we can do through B2C. I mean, until someone can invest heavy amount in
because Piyush, I love this idea in the sense that you didn't set about to change the education system itself in the sense that I will create a new curriculum, right? You went in a very smart way that okay, I cannot maybe compete with the giants, but I see a small crack, let me fit myself into that crack and make whatever content or data I'm getting from the customer smarter in the sense their future is better. And they get better opportunities by that intelligence and smartness. So I think that's actually a very smart way to approach it.
So we call it like it's a blue ocean strategy, right? That is a white space nobody was filling in. And we actually did it was a 1 month hurdle. But we saw that where is the gap? What I'm doing? I mean, where's the market? Right? What people are not doing? And this was the easiest way because then no bigger player will see us.
Correct.
We are not relevant for them.
Correct.
It will take at least 2 meetings for them to understand what I am doing.
Correct.
So it's easier for me to continue what I am doing.
Correct.
Right. And yes, by the time we reach a full-fledged dashboard, I can support these players with all good APIs which are already available in the market, and maybe through content also because I'm partnering with mentors also. So if they need okay, I have a course, but I need a mentor from IIM Bangalore. Okay, I have a mentor. Pay them. Take a mentorship session. You can become a platform eventually.
Yes.
So since you already have like analysis of talent analysis of so much students and people, so are you also like integrating your technology with like job companies, like people who are
that is my phase 3.
That's your phase.
That is my phase 3.
Okay.
That is the end goal. We want to become Upwork for early professionals.
Got it.
Because that is the biggest problem which I faced when I started Verismart. I wanted to hire young people because paisa nahi tha. And I wanted to hire good people, and I could not afford people from IIT, DTU, NIT. They were very costly, or not from IIMs. Can I find a gold standard from a silver plate? That was my mission.
Always. That's the thought every time we are hiring, right?
Exactly.
Especially bootstrap founders.
Exactly.
It's
So I
practically
thought,
not even a choice.
And I went to this Fiverr, Upwork. Good profiles, shitty work. Again, talent analytics was missing.
So can't talent analytics be put on top of this? Like you
It
have an
can be,
API play or a data
I don't know why they are
infrastructure
not
play.
doing it.
Or probably you can provide that.
I'll tell you
on a
the reason.
task-based level, can't talent be profiled over 100 tasks? Or
See, there are platforms. For Raj, they are providing internship opportunities. for students. I mean, self-paced internship opportunities. The problem is these analytics takes a lot of time. You have to go through multiple quizzes, assessments, and when you are going for hiring, you start putting wrong answers just to become.
To try to game the system so that you get the right
So
score.
our system is like we are a career coach, and behind the scene we create their AI powered. We give X-ray of their talent to a client, right? So
Got
it's like वो कितना ही झूठ बोल लेंगे when they are giving
Correct.
it for career guidance purpose.
Correct.
So this can only happen once we have very good amount of data, and that too
Yeah.
global.
Yeah.
And that is the reason we are also setting up our company in Toronto.
Got
There are a
it.
lot of universities
Right,
in
correct.
Canada.
Yeah.
I can get a lot of students from Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh.
Yeah.
But this is not only an Indian problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
a
huge
global
problem, right?
Yeah.
And people want to hire these people,
Mm.
but why they don't hire? Because it takes a lot of time to analyze their potential. That's why they go for mid-level people.
Makes sense.
And for students, why this opportunity is important? It's not only about money. Their profile will get better. They will get an opportunity.
Yeah.
Their profile will get better. They will learn something good, and eventually they can become a core team member. Because these people, they are not so snobbish.
Yeah.
Once they get an opportunity, once they prove themselves, they stick with the company.
So do you think the curse of experience, right, where I will not get a job because I don't have experience, I don't have experience because I don't get a job, this vicious cycle,
I think I
right?
read somewhere you only said that what fintech companies did for an unbanked person is that giving them a credit score,
Credit score.
right,
Yeah.
which was not there for an unbanked person, so that they can go out and take a loan, is what you are trying to do.
So we are ultimately we are making a credit score for employability.
Yeah, that's a
Mm.
fantastic parallel.
Using your personality, interest, aptitude,
Exactly.
Makes sense.
everything, combining, we can give a
That's
score.
that's more like a learnability score as well, right? Like for example, so you are trying to quantify my potential, which is
Yes.
essentially predictive in nature,
Predictive.
right? Which is forward looking instead of past looking.
Exactly.
Instead of looking at, for example, the old way of education where I would just do a test and maybe if I'm sick on that day I don't perform well,
Exactly.
suddenly my whole life is decided.
But you are getting judged every
But
day
every
because
single
of that
day,
one day.
sickness.
because of that one day. So
Spoke like
yeah.
proper DTO kids.
Well, it is true.
Who missed IIT
Yeah,
with one
we
exam.
We missed IIT.
Yeah, we missed IIT because of that. So we are trying to game the system on you.
It's like everyone bonded on that trauma.
As if IIT is the pinnacle. It's not.
I'm saying it's not.
It's not.
Well, another MIT kid looking at this show is saying, yeah,
Yeah.
look at them. Kids.
Yeah.
So that is
That's
very
right.
deep, man. That's actually. So I would like to double deep and double click on your B2B journey, man.
Mhm.
What are, as an entrepreneur, like, and for the new guys who are trying to become entrepreneurs themselves, probably in the B2B SaaS space, what kind of a journey should they expect first? And second, what kind of a challenges have you faced in your journey and how have you overcome them?
I'm still facing
Specifically.
the challenge.
I know,
I'm
but
not
still
over-
you have this great 7 to 8 years of experience of being in that journey, right? Striding ahead every
Having the
single day.
experience of B2C as well
Yeah.
as B2B both.
So imagine there's a guy who is planning to start a B2B SaaS company in a couple of months. He's just about to graduate college. Some pointers for him.
I mean, first of all, my recommendation is there's a book called Disciplined Entrepreneurship by MIT. Book, buy that. Focus on disciplined entrepreneurship from day one because that will take you ahead. Whether you are B2C or B2B doesn't matter, right? Because when we start, as a founder, we all have like problem of plenty. We want to solve everything, right?
Right.
We have to remove many things. We have to find that one thing which might lead us to another thing. Or maybe not, but that one thing should be good enough, right? Second thing is talk to your customers before building anything. Talk to your customers, spend some time, then build a team, right? Because see, I mean, the first time founders, they make great product, right? The second time founders, they look for great market. The third time founders, they build a great team because they
Yeah.
know this everything can happen. So once you understand your market, once you understand the pain point,
Yeah.
see who all are doing it. Many of the times, I mean, I mentor a lot of these college students till date, right? I write a lot about college founders because I'm very close to that journey. Right?
Yeah.
I'm a college founder,
Yeah.
and no professional experience, like others have, right?
Yeah.
So I
Well, we are in the same boat.
yeah. So that's why I mean,
Yeah.
and this whole journey is pretty enriching for me. So
Yeah.
what I've seen that these students, they are looking at Shark Tank. They're comparing themselves with their peers.
Yeah.
They're not talking anything about their customers. They're trying to build something. And then they're saying, Bhaiya, we don't have any competitors, I think. I've never seen any startup which has no competitor,
Yeah.
right? At least there's a tertiary competitors, category
Yeah.
competitors.
Yeah.
Understand if they are not doing it, why they are
Yeah.
not doing it. Maybe then there is no market
Yeah.
eventually, right? So they have to talk to their customers, and there should be a structured process of taking an interview. You cannot ask MCQ questions. It will create a bias. Have an open-ended discussion.
Yeah.
Try to understand the repeated words, the
Yeah.
repeated pain points
Yeah.
you're mentioning. Go back, see how you can solve it.
Yeah.
And then there's another book called this by Google Ventures, Prototype in 5 days, right?
Yeah.
So I don't remember the name, right? It helps you to make a prototype in 5 days. Sit with your team, make a prototype, and another interview should be there. Give them that tool. See if that is solving.
Play with it.
Play with
Let
it.
them be fair.
Yeah.
Right? And this is the best era. You have Webflow, you have chatbots, you have ChatGPT,
Yeah.
you have landing pages, everything is there.
Yeah.
So there's no issues, right?
Yeah. No code. If you
have
don't
Figma.
use no code tools,
Huh.
for me it's a big red flag for a founder. Like if you're not using no code tools, you're not smart enough.
Many of these
So many
techies,
no-code tools.
they tell me, I mean, no code se maza nahi aata. It doesn't. What I'm saying is, you are making a prototype, right?
Yeah.
It takes 15 minutes to see कितना पैसा लगेगा in coding, कितना पैसा लगेगा in no code.
Yeah.
Make a MVP in
Make an MVP.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Even if you're not familiar with no code, like get a designer, do it on Figma.
Do it on Figma. Whimsical. Make a flow diagram at
Exactly.
least.
Yeah.
There should be clarity what you're making,
Right.
right? And you should focus on flow diagrams.
Yeah.
Flow diagrams are so underrated stuff. I don't know why. Right? We directly start coding. We directly start making this without even having a clarity where user will land, what problem I will solve.
Correct.
And this is pretty important when you are in B2B at least.
Correct.
Because B2C may at least your marketer will tell you, clients will tell you through the journey.
Yeah.
B2B may they won't even tell you why they're not taking your product.
Really?
They are busy people, right? You have champions, you have blockers, you have gatekeepers, you have decision makers.
Yeah.
You won't even reach to them, you won't even realize why they are not liking it.
Yeah.
They'll say, yeah, it's good, you are doing good, great job. They will not even discourage you. And you won't even realize why your product is not selling. And it takes 2-3 months, 6 months.
So if you could relate a story regarding that, when something like that happened with you, and then ultimately you realize, oh fuck, this is what I was doing wrong, and then you back channeled it.
So this happened during Verismart only. I mean,
Yeah.
we were pitching to banks, we were doing this image processing stuff, and we were not focusing on APIs. By 2018, APIs were there.
Yeah.
So we were focusing on this image processing and all, and they said it's okay, fine, but they were using some other tool
Yeah.
for those
Yeah.
API hits, right?
Yeah.
So it took us almost 1 year to realize that we have to improve this, right? So we were at least 10 seconds or 20 seconds slower than these other tools. And we were-
Yeah. So you're saying that it took you a lot of time to realize that API was the play, but
Because they were using other tools.
and you were saying they
we were
were
trying to justify ourselves that no, we will not use APIs. We have a proprietary thing. No, nothing is proprietary. You have to solve a problem for the bank,
Correct.
right? The problem for them is time and the money.
Yeah.
You don't want them to use their existing people to do those KYC processes. You don't want to make them suffer with the time part because their vendors are pretty time sensitive, right? They want to do their KYC in 2 minutes. If your tool is taking 10 minutes, it won't work.
So how did you realize it that, or they were not even telling you why they're not taking you? Like,
So how did we actually we took an advisor
Yeah.
from ex. So he was an ex-banker,
Yeah.
head of a government bank.
Yeah.
So actually we listened to him. He saw the demo. And he told us, right? This is the problem that you guys are making, right? जो कि शायद हम So it's like again the power of mentorship.
Mm.
We could have taken a mentorship very early on,
Correct.
right? And we thought एक साल तक we'll.
So having the right person as an advisor or a
That is
mentor
important.
makes sense, not just in getting a job but also running a company
Anything
or
in
doing
life,
anything in life.
Anything in life, you need
Yeah.
a right person
Right.
with you.
Yeah.
That person can be smaller than you also. It's
Yeah.
not important that person should be
Yeah.
that experience.
That person should have just done the relevant thing what you're trying to go for,
Exactly.
and yeah, you can essentially extract the knowledge.
Correct.
And 85% of people, they are good people. They want to help.
Yeah,
You have to ask right questions.
yeah,
Don't just go to them and say, help me.
yeah,
It won't work. They are busy or they're not there to help you.
Right.
You ask them the right question, they will give you the right advice.
correct,
Right?
correct.
Like even mentors come with a very fresh mind, right? Don't have all the biases that you have.
They
can
never
just
have.
look at it and say you're shit.
Yeah,
Exactly. And I think that's the best thing you can do because it's a startup. Again, it's a marathon.
yeah,
You'll make some shitty products. You'll make some good products.
yeah,
You have to be right only once, right?
yeah,
So take those things. I mean, ego. There should be no ego
yeah,
in entrepreneurship.
yeah.
But जिसका भी है, I don't know वो कैसे survive कर रहा है.
Mhm.
But I see many people in YouTube. They have
Yeah.
good ego and they are successful also. But I don't know. Entrepreneurship there is no ego.
Yeah, correct. I think
Right.
we have all had our fair share of ego clashing moments and ego crashing moments.
It's part of the journey.
Both, yeah, it's a very
If
interesting.
you've been in the game long enough, then you've had it, and clearly
Yeah,
all of us have been in the game
Yeah.
long enough.
I've seen my team shouting at each other,
yeah,
breaking up for petty reasons.
Yeah.
It doesn't make even sense now.
yeah,
At least so I've learned a lot from those
Yeah.
moments also.
yeah,
I've realized at least I've got a clarity that I'm good with these stuff, I'm super bad with these stuff.
yeah,
Knowing your weakness is pretty important,
yeah,
right? Because then at least I know ki this is not something my cup of tea.
yeah,
I need someone for this part,
yeah.
and if that part is important for a company or a startup,
So example, some things which you are superbly good at versus some things which you've realized that not so good.
I'm bad with many things, so I'll tell. So see, I feel that sometimes I'm very impatient, right? So that is my biggest weakness.
Yeah.
I'm impatient with my stuff. And second is I'm too honest with my team. Maybe I don't know whether that is weakness or strength, but it is weakness when you are very early. It becomes strength when you grow
Correct.
at later stage, right?
Correct.
But when you are very early, you don't have to be very honest with your team. They'll leave you.
Correct. Of course. Hey, I got no money in the bank, but please stay for another 6 months.
I have no idea what's going to happen in the next 3 months. But please stay.
yeah. So yeah, no, I get it.
And super good. I don't know super good, but what I'm good with is understanding. I understand the customer first. I talk to my customers. I care about my customers,
Yeah,
which I think that is one single most important stuff
yeah,
that I could survive these 7-8 years,
yeah,
right? Or if I have to reborn,
yeah,
and if somebody will ask me, will you do this entrepreneurship again? I'll do that.
yeah,
Because that is I care about my customers, and
Yeah.
this is I like, right?
Yeah.
Even if I'm an employee,
yeah,
I like this stuff.
yeah,
Second is strategy. I think
Yeah.
strategy comes with experience. I guess I'm
Correct.
not good with it. Anyone who has spent this much time in
Yeah.
startup and getting so much rejection will have a good strategy. At least.
Yes, man. Yeah, I think it is more like trial and error.
Right.
Now, if I tried 10 things, 9 got rejected. Oh, one is that strategy. That's what I will
Right.
follow.
Perseverance is
Yeah.
something.
I think fundraising is also very similar like that, right?
I don't think that
Right,
I'm very
right,
good
right.
at fundraising. that is.
It's been a long journey, but yeah.
It's a long journey because
Yeah.
if I'm good with fundraising,
Yeah.
today we have sold this story to multiple investors.
Yeah.
Somehow that is not something my cup of tea, right?
Yeah.
Because I want to see whether that's happening, whether that talent analytics happening or not.
Yeah, that is your kick.
That is my kick.
Got
right?
it. Yeah.
Because we have raised pre-seed funding, seed funding
Yeah.
always. But before going to next round of funding, we cannot dilute too much of equity. If I know that we can grow bigger, with
Correct.
this much amount.
Makes sense.
But those who fundraise, massive respect for them.
Yeah.
At least those who are in India, massive
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah.
Is taking
You're
the
absolutely
amount and having that
Grit to
grit to
go
manage that.
along. Yeah.
And
manage
maybe
the money.
fail that company,
Yeah.
and so much investors are relying on you.
Yeah. That is a burden to carry.
It's a very big burden.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to be part of.
Yeah.
That burden, at least now.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes a lot of sense. So as a small pop quiz, right? Top 2 things which B2B SaaS new founders must never do.
Must never do.
Yeah.
Like I said, don't ignore your customer and understand who is your customer.
Yeah.
Don't never ignore your customer who is going to pay, because your users might be different, but someone who is paying, that person is important enough. Understand that person. Never ignore that while creating a product, right? Second thing is have a very good tech team. If you are going for a B2B business without having a super tech team, you will struggle, right? Because in B2C at least your front end covers a lot of stuff, your marketing covers a lot of stuff, your branding covers a lot of stuff. In B2B your demos are pretty important.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah.
So if you are a B2B SaaS, at least your tech has to be good.
Yeah.
It has to be scalable at least, right? So these are the 2 important stuff.
Makes sense. Perfect. But this has been great, Piyush. I think this was fantastic, and we've had a very, very insightful chat.
Yep.
Yeah.
So much to learn from your
Yeah, but the journey has
great
been
man.
insane, bro.
Like anyone who has a bank as a customer, I would say
massive respect
for that
because
great man.
I cannot even begin to imagine how many hours of struggle it would have taken to just convince the first one.
It's even hard
right?
to tell that in a podcast at least.
Yeah.
I can only feel it.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel it again.
Yeah.
For sure. It's
Yeah.
it's a tough market for sure.
Yeah.
Like anyway, getting first few customers is tough. And
Yeah.
if your first few customers is going to be a bank,
Yeah.
I mean, I have not done it. I won't do it. I don't have that much grit.
Because I've always heard
think that a
Indian
bank will
banks-
start adopting my product. I mean,
That's
I hats off to you, man. How you've done that.
I mean, a lot of
great.
I guess a lot of respect for my co-founder in that case.
Like you were mentioning, right? Patience is needed,
Right.
right? I totally agree. I think that's the only reason why we only build B2C businesses, because at least I don't have that much patience to sit on it. Like for the B2C business, right? It's much simpler in that sense. According to you offer the product, either the person buys it or doesn't buy it.
Agreed.
They won't tell you to come back 2 weeks later because senior is not in office.
Yeah.
Arey, that's
And also you have a bigger
It's a long
set
sales
of people,
cycle.
right? In banks,
Yeah.
let's say there are limited 10 banks, 20 banks. 50
And then
banks.
Yeah, exactly.
and then they need a meeting in person, and all the banks are in Mumbai.
Yeah.
That's also
All the
You have to
headquarters
hop
are-
in from
Yeah.
Delhi to Mumbai
Yeah.
Right.
every time. That's
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Makes sense. And the longest sales cycles, right?
so very long.
So how many? 6 to 8 months easily?
2 years for ICS Bank.
Oh my god.
2 years.
Oh my
I mean,
god.
the startup could have been shut down.
Yeah. To get one major
One
customer.
bank.
But
I mean, I feel that luck plays a role.
yeah.
Right. I don't know why people ignore it.
Yeah.
Guys, luck will play a role always.
Yeah.
Right? But yes, you have to be disciplined.
Yeah.
Again. If you're not disciplined, consistent, luck will also won't do anything.
No, it's
Right.
crazy from winning a competition to cracking a deal after 2 years.
So that's
That those 2
quite a
years
gap.
would have been. And then of course, then the domino effect.
and the product
starts,
was
right?
different.
Oh, so you changed the product across
You
the.
changed the whole product in 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it was KYC,
Yeah.
but earlier it was more into image processing than it was more
Yeah.
API driven API.
Yeah.
Change the whole.
But
journey.
then once you get the main deal, let's say for which you've really worked hard, does the domino effect starts to play where other banks start to contact you?
Definitely.
And so was that journey much easier as compared to the first 2 years?
Yeah.
Or it's
100%.
still a 6 to 8
And
months
in
cycle?
banks, if you crack one deal, good deal, I think the next 2-3 deals are easy.
Hmm.
But after that, if you don't learn and make a good product,
Hmm.
then you'll fail.
Hmm.
Got it.
Right? And one advice is get into core of their system.
Hmm.
Once you get into the core of the banking system, na,
Hmm.
it's hard to remove you.
Hmm.
Because they are lazy people.
Hmm.
Right? They don't want to invest so much time.
Yeah, because the guy who will come for your business, they'll also stall him for 2 years.
Exactly.
And most
Yeah.
probably that guy won't.
And they
won't-
understand
won't
that.
Hold till that.
Yeah.
So whoever is the product manager or the chief head of that product,
Yeah.
it's like let them remain.
Yeah.
थोड़ा सा गंदा हो सकता है but
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Listen, yeah.
This
So
is how
it's
you
not
beat your
so-
competitors also, right? Many times we see that they are very good players in the market, but
Hmm.
again they are not getting good clients. You have to be very good with sales. You cannot ignore sales in entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. But fantastic, man. This has been quite a journey.
Great
Yeah.
stuff.
Thanks a lot for coming on
Thank
the
you,
pod,
yeah,
and
thank
I'm
you.
sure like a lot of people will learn from this, and I'm
For
sure.
sure.
I
You
mean,
should learn, man, guys.
It has-
You should learn.
Yeah, because
If
we
you're
have
into
learned the
B2B
hard
business.
way. So that's fantastic. But cool, guys. So let's wrap it up. I would love for people watching this to share, like, and subscribe, and follow Piyush's profile as well. And I'm sure he shares a lot of learnings on LinkedIn, Twitter.
So
and
all
other
the college
channels.
founders or those who are recent founders, more than happy to connect with you guys, right?
Yeah,
I'm happy to share whatever I know. Right?
perfect. Thanks a lot, Piyush.
Thank
Thanks
you.
once again.